Hey everyone, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Wednesday, May 8th. Happy hump day. Hope you're doing awesome. And in this video, we're going to review Village Farms Q1 2024 earnings. There's earnings season galore coming in. So today, Verano also reported they saw Q1 revenue fall. But I'm not going to be obviously able to cover every single company, but I'll cover all of the most requested and a lot of the tier ones. Before we get to that and more, we'll take a look at the chart and the technicals, what to expect in terms of price action the days, weeks ahead. Before we get to that, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You should never buy or sell anything based on anything that comes out of my mouth. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So Village Farms did have strong Q1 2024 results. Spoiler alert, they did miss in terms of EPS estimates, but they beat in terms of revenue. And we'll take a look at that in just a moment. But as you recall, you might have recalled that the fact that they regained NASDAQ compliance. So they kind of avoided that reverse split that has been plaguing the Canadian companies because they've been the only ones really listed, right? In the MJ space, they're the only ones listed. Those that actually touch the plant are listed on the NASDAQ and the NYSE in Canada, right? So the ones in the US, we know the NASDAQ is starting to warm up to the potential of uplisting. So I've done a video on that. You can check that out if you haven't seen that. But great to see that Village Farms was able to fight off a reverse split and regain NASDAQ compliance organically. So we'll go through the earnings here. And just before we do, here's the estimates. So they were expecting 71.04 million. And it came in at 78.07 million, and EPS was negative 0.03 versus estimated negative 0.01. And then if we take a look at trading view here, yeah, you can see here miss on EPS, pretty similar there. And then on Moomoo they were forecasting, and this is in Canadian, yeah, so 209, so somewhere around there, and then the negative 0.06. So they were a little bit more bearish. But overall, stock up slightly here, pre-market, about 2.5%. So we'll go through the highlights. Total sales grew 21%. Net loss per share improves to negative 0.03, so they did have a loss for the quarter. Adjusted EBITDA increases sixfold to 3.6 million. Canadian MJ retail sales, net sales grow 28% organically year over year with positive adjusted EBITDA and positive free cash flow. Canadian MJ expands number 2 national market share position, and fresh produce delivers profitability on higher year-over-year sales and improved EBITDA margin. And all figures are in US dollars unless otherwise stated. So a very impressive quarter overall. There's some comments there from management, and they said they're excited about the acceleration of global MJ conversation and momentum and legalization with their experience in Canada as a profitable market share leader. There is no better position than Village Farms to leverage its MJ expertise for new market opportunities around the world, including the US. And they talk about Germany as well a little bit later on. So for those companies, we know Canopy exercising its rights to acquire Wana and Jetty, and Acreage is going to be next. Just a little bit more difficult since it's a public company. But the fact that LPs are becoming MSOs and MSOs are becoming LPs. Cureleaf acquired Northern Green Canada, a small operator here in Canada. The writing's on the wall. And we know SNDL is expanding its market presence in the U.S. as well through their partnership with Sunstream and Parallel and Skymint, so through another exchangeable share type structure. And the NASDAQ is warming up to Canadian companies with U.S. exposure. So it's looking good, right? If you think it's just going to stop with Canopy and SNDL, you are wrong. All of these Canadian producers are going to have operations in the U.S. Mark my words. So first quarter financial highlights. Consolidated sales increased 21% year over year, 78.1 million net from 64.7. Consolidated net loss improved to negative 2.9 million or negative 0.03 per share from negative 6.6 million or negative 0.06 per share. So pretty big improvement there. Consolidated adjusted EBITDA on a non-GAAP measure improved to 3.6 million from 0.5 million, and consolidated cash improved to 3.6 million from cash used of 10.1 million, excluding net equity financing proceeds with break-even cash from operations compared to cash used in operations of 3.7 million. So they go through Pure Sun Farms and Rose Life Sciences. Net sales increased 49%. And then they talk about net sales of their US MJ. That was 4.5 million compared to 5 million. Gross margin was 59%. Wow, compared to 65%. So a slight drop off, but very decent margins there. Anything, 40, 50 is decent. Anything above that is just phenomenal. So Canadian MJ, fastest growing producer among the top 5 LPs in Canada, expanding its number 2 market share position nationally to a new record in April, gaining share for the 9th consecutive months. Moved into number 2 national market share position in pre-roll category and expanded its number 1 national market share position in dried flower, achieving a record 18% share in April. Regained top market share and position in Ontario, Canada's largest provincial market, for the first time since 2022. So great achievements here for the quarter. Achieved record market share in Alberta. Launched high-def pre-rolls, and that's between 36 and 44% with no concentrates, infusions, or keef. Wow. Expanded share of the milled category. So going through a little bit quicker here in international. January 2024, the company started to build out its first indoor MJ production facility in Drachten, Netherlands. I think that's how you pronounce it. Targeting start of production for the fourth quarter of 2024. And Germany passed legislation partially legalizing MJ for personal use beginning April 1st, 2024. The new legislation will provide patients with greater access to high-quality legal products, which will be beneficial to further growth of the German medicinal MJ market. Village Farms holds EU GMP certification, which is good manufacturing practices, which allows them to export. From the District of Government of Dusseldorf in 2002, and began shipping its best-selling MJ strains, Canadian MJ strains, to Germany in the second quarter of 2023. So yeah, Balanced Health's CB Distillery reported study results demonstrating its S plus distilled THC CBN deep sleep gummies help users to achieve better quality rest, fall back to sleep during the night, and wake up feeling refreshed. Yeah, there's been a lot of studies done to this. Let me know your thoughts and opinions when you go to sleep. Do you notice an improvement in your sleep, or is your sleep do you fall asleep quicker but your sleep isn't as good? Like, are you noticing an improvement, or are you noticing, your quality of sleep is going down as a result of using MJ? Because, like I said, a lot of studies are saying that it helps you fall asleep quicker, but it affects your REM sleep, so your deep sleep. And I personally fall asleep very quick, and sometimes I don't wake up at all, and sometimes I feel like I'm in a very deep sleep. It also said it affects your dreams as well, which I don't really care about. Personally, as long as I can fall asleep easy, that's what that's what I have difficulty with, because my brain's always racing. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. But there's a lot of studies and things like that still coming out. So the company has ongoing sale process for its Monahans. This is their fresh produce. So they had tomatoes. Production of tomatoes started in half of Delta 2 facility. As we know, they're into produce as well. Company has ongoing sale processes of its Monahans, Texas greenhouse facility, and it's also evaluating other uses for the site and facility, some of which are outside its historical produce business. Talk about clean energy corporate. Company ranked as one of the fastest growing companies in the Americas by Financial Times and Statista for the second consecutive year, and the company ranked its first among MJ companies, 10th among agriculture, forestry, and fishing companies, 32nd among Canadian companies, and 355th overall, improving its overall ranking by 72 positions from last year. So expanded its executive team, COO Ann Gillen, Lefevre, and then we have President of Global Medical MJ, Paul Ferraro, and General Counsel, Global MJ, John Harlow. And all of the estimations and retail sales were from Hi-Fire. So we'll go through this and see here, negative 0.03 for EPS and loss per share, and 78.1 million for the quarter. And then if we go down here to segment, you can see Canadian MJ sales were 37 and change compared to 25 and change a year ago. All right. And the conference call. So that's today, and it was at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I didn't join that, but there should be a replay as well. And then wrapping up here, cash and cash equivalents as of March 31st, 2024, 26,685,000. And again, in thousands of United States dollars, unless otherwise stated. So 26,685,000 cash. Total assets 458 million and change, down a little bit from December 31st, 2023. But one thing to notice here is their long-term debt has decreased as well, 37 million and change from 38, almost 39 million. And then total liabilities 146 million compared to 148 million. So liabilities, assets dropped a little bit, but so did debt. So that's good to see. And then weighted average of number of common shares using the computation of net loss per share. So 110,249,000 shares outstanding. And again, you just take the net loss, divide that by the shares, you get negative 0.03. All right, that wraps it up for the highlights and earnings review. We'll jump into the chart here. There is a bear flag on deck here at the moment. We're sitting at 124 pre-market, and we're targeting about 110. We have support here at 110 from our previous daily equilibrium where we had this high, low, lower, high, higher, low, lower, high, higher, low, tightening up. We had a bull break, but now we're actually seeing that was a potential bull trap, and we're actually heading lower. So it is a weak bounce at the moment here on the daily time frame. So we're targeting a bear flag target here of about 108, and we have support there at 110, and then obviously $1 psychological going to be very, very strong support. But at the moment, we are losing the daily uptrend. But most important factor is the fact that we're in a weekly uptrend here with a low, high, higher, low, and higher high. We also had our EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, which was the first time since way back in 2020. And that's one of the metrics that I'm looking at, right? I want to see monthly uptrends, weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull crosses and golden crosses. And we're seeing that on VFF in a big way. Monthly uptrend confirmed as well. Low, high, higher, low, and higher high. So once we broke resistance there at 117, that confirmed the monthly uptrend. And a lot of our names are starting to trend back to the monthly EMA 26, which if VFF were to do so, that would bring us over $2 to around 204, so where that is currently sitting. But look what happened the last time we confirmed a monthly uptrend. Low, high, higher, low, and higher high. Even if you just entered here on a break of 137 when the monthly uptrend confirmed, that would have saw 14x, so 1,400% of upside from there. So again, this time we were even more beaten down than we were. Actually, we were pretty much right on the money. So 54 cents, and we hit 55, 56. So wow, what a double bottom entry. If you didn't get a chance to enter there, we even had this other pullback to 58 cents. So there was a lot of support there in that 50-cent area. So that was a great area to target. And then we were also monthly oversold. So I always say, if you don't know anything about technical analysis, if you just plop RSI and learn what an uptrend and a downtrend is, like here when we confirmed the monthly downtrend with a lower high, lower low, if you just exited here on this candle here when we confirmed the downtrend, that would have saved you about 91% of downside. So now we're gearing up for another monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, likely a few months away before we see that cross, given how far away they are. But again, if you just tend to load up when we're down here and unload when we're up here, you would do better than 90+% of retail traders out there, because this is when you're overbought and generally not a good time to go long or to buy unless you're going short and betting against the market. Whereas when you're down here, it's considered oversold. And like I said, off of that low and double bottom, that was a money entry there, up almost 200%. So congrats to the bulls, but it's looking good. Like I said, we can just expect a little bit of turbulence here in the short term. We could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross on the daily as well on our way to potential daily oversold. But if you're looking for entries, hourly oversold is generally a good move or a good area to target after a big bull move. And coming off the DEA rescheduling news, we just hit hourly oversold. So if you're looking for a trade idea, like I said, we might dip to around that 110, 108 area and see that EMA 12 and 26 bear cross in the daily. And then that would get us heavily into hourly oversold. But that should be a nice area to target for some entries. Obviously not financial advice, not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. That's just my own thoughts and opinions. And then obviously playing off $1 psychological. So you can even scale in. You can do like an order at 120, one at 110, one at $1, set your stop below 90 cents or something like that. Or you can just look to get it on a flush of $1 or closer to $1. There's a bunch of different ways you can play it depending on your style and how aggressive and conservative you are. But in terms of the weekly time frame, we're backtesting the 10-week moving average there at 116. So if we lose that, like I said, $1 would be the next really major support. We are seeing a bear cross of the stochastic, which is a bit of a cause for concern, adding more confluence to the fact that we could see a little bit of turbulence and downside here in the short term. And then the MACD is also curling for a potential bear cross as well on the weekly. So yeah, definitely showing a couple of causes of concern here in the short term. We're also hitting the 100 weekly, and we're pulling back quite a bit. You can see those upper wicks showing sell pressure and bull exhaustion. And like I said, this is a pretty big red candle here for the week so far. And if we were to come back down to that 50 weekly, that would put us around 84 cents. So not expecting a big flush down to that level, to be honest. It's possible, but I think the most likely scenario is we come back, we back test the dollar, maybe hit the 100-day moving average there at 96 cents, but we have the 50-day moving average there at 111. So a lot of support in that $1.10 area. I think the most likely scenario is maybe they flush $1, they get everybody spooked again. But as of right now, there's no major red flags. We're still in a weekly and monthly uptrend. That's the most important factor. And we had our golden cross as well. So we had our golden cross, our weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, and our monthly uptrend confirmed. Weekly uptrend, now we just need to get back in a daily uptrend, and we'll be in an uptrend in all of our major time frames. So it's looking fantastic. Congrats to those that stuck through the thick and thin and avoided the reverse split and got their compliance again, regained their compliance again with the NASDAQ. And congrats on the great quarter. That was fantastic results. So I might look at adding to VFF. Personally, I don't own any at the moment. I believe I own it indirectly through an ETF, but I might look to add it closer to that $1 or sub $1 area. All right, going to end it there. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the earnings. Going to end it there. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video. Have a great day.